Over the weekend, Donald Trump announced that his chief of staff, John Kelly, is leaving at the end of the year, something that all of us have known since probably about 6 months ago when these stories first started emerging that John Kelly was going to be out by the end of the year. But nonetheless, Donald Trump announced it, and he also said, don't worry, folks, I have a long list. There are a lot of people out there who want this job, so everything at the White House is going to be awesome. No. As it stands right now, there's nobody that wants this job. Nick Ayers, who was Mike Pence's chief of staff, was the guy that was going to do it. And then he came out and said, nope, not only do I not want to do it, I'm going to go ahead and leave Mike Pence as well. I'm out. Thank you all. I'm going to go work for a dark money group and make a ton of cash. But best of luck finding new chiefs of staff, you morons. Then rumor was Mnuchin. Mnuchin says, no, dear God, no, I don't want that job. I want to stay where I'm at, please. Thank you, sir. There was Mick Mulvaney from the OMB who also says, no, not going to do that. I'm going to stay where I'm at. There was also Robert Lighthizer with the U.S. Trade, he's our U.S. Trade Representative, who also said, I don't think I want that position either. So right now we have a lot of people out there saying, thanks, but no thanks. I don't want to be your chief of staff. And a president out there saying, no, there are plenty of good people who want this job. So here's what's going to happen. First and foremost, we're not going to get anybody taking this job that's actually going to fix the problems of Donald Trump. Nobody's going to rein in his Twitter feed. That's where John Kelly's biggest failure came from, trying to make Trump act like a president. You know, John Kelly was going to be the adult in the room. We all heard that talking point. John Kelly was coming to bring this, maturity and respect to the office. And he ended up ruining his entire reputation, and this is now what he's going to be known for in history books. And he screwed over his entire legacy because he couldn't even stop a psychotic man from tweeting. So yeah, John Kelly's toast, his reputation's toast, but so is his position. Because who is going to want to go work for a man who, number one, does not want to listen to you? He wants a spineless yes man or yes woman in that position. John Kelly wasn't going to do that. That's why he butted heads with the president. That's why they argued all the time. That's why John Kelly walked around the White House pissed off, trying to fight everybody, like the time he tried to fight Michael Bolton outside of the, John Bolton, outside of the Oval Office. But Donald Trump was just named as an unindicted conspirator in a federal crime. Who wants to go work for that guy? Who wants to be a part of this? As the expression goes, they're rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic at this point. Trump's entire presidency right now is going down in flames. There's a chance it's going to recover. There's probably a good chance it is going to recover. But while it is sinking, no person in their right mind would take on that position. And that's what's even more scary. Because no person in their right mind would take that job. So we're going to get somebody who maybe not is a clear thinker. Somebody who really doesn't know what they're doing, but they just want the title and they want to work with Trump, and so they're going to tell him yes to whatever crazy idea he has that day. That's the kind of person we're going to get to fill this slot. Maybe it's a Sean Hannity. Maybe it's a Lou Dobbs. Maybe it's somebody even worse than those two. But I can promise you, it's going to be somebody on par with them. Maybe a spineless yes-man congressman. Hey, Matt Gaetz would make a perfect idiot whipping boy as Donald Trump's chief of staff. Time will tell. Trump swears he's going to have somebody in position by the end of this year. And I can promise you, it's not going to be a person that's going to make anyone in this country proud. One of today's video sponsors is Skillshare.com. Skillshare.com offers thousands of tutorials for any skill you may be looking for, whether it's to just better yourself as a person, or perhaps you need to learn a new skill for a new job or career advancement. Whatever it is, Skillshare.com has exactly what you need. Me personally, I've been going through and I'm actually taking one of the courses right now on video editing. Something I know nothing about, but obviously given my career, something I really need to learn about. And I am learning a lot right now from the courses available on Skillshare.com. And as an added bonus, if you follow the custom URL on the screen right now, there's also a link to it in the description of this video, skl.sh/ROF. The first 500 users to sign up at that custom URL are going to get 2 months absolutely free. That's 2 months to surf through the entire Skillshare.com catalog, whether you want to learn about cooking, video editing, Photoshop, business techniques, or even just how to make a resume. Skillshare.com has everything you could possibly need.